Hey everybody, Karyn Bryant here, and today kicking back with me, I've got Youssef Zalal, who is back in action on the same night. It's Tybura versus Spivak, right? That's the big
Yeah.
dudes fighting. But you are on the same card. You are fighting Jarno Errens. And listen, you're riding the momentum of that second round submission win in March. So how good does it feel to be back on the horse?
Oh, it's awesome. It feels great. I can't wait to go out there. It was supposed to be actually supposed to happen like July 20th.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I don't know what happened. I think he was hurt or he's not gonna be ready by then.
Yeah.
And then they moved it to August 10th. So I'm just excited and happy to go out there and really do what I do.
Nice. Now, I don't. To be fair, like I don't know that much about him, and he hasn't had that many fights in the UFC. People are definitely more familiar with you. But what did you think when you got the matchup, and what do you feel like you have to look out for with him?
When I got the matchup, I was like, I forgot I was watching them in the locker room. They fought in the same card as when I fought
Exactly.
Billy. So I was
Yeah.
watching him and I was like, wow. I was like, these guys are just banging it out. They didn't even care like or nothing. So for me, I was like, I didn't even like know I was gonna fight that guy at all. So so for me it was like going in there. But as soon as I got the matchup, I was like, oh man, I got a guy like a Dutch kickboxer, just trying to take your head off. So it got me excited, and I'm interested to see what I can do to this kid.
Well, that's right. So the same night that you beat Billy Q, he beat Stephen Wen, and that was at the Apex and stuff. So yeah, that's cool that you were able to get that firsthand look at him. You already know the size of the octagon. You already know what kind of stuff he's going to be throwing. So I'm guessing, as ever, it's going to be a high-paced fight.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I try to keep it as like smooth as I can, but it gets a little high paced. It gets a little high paced, but I
Yeah.
feel like I only decide when to go high paced fight. I'll make it a paced fight, but I feel like with Billy, I made it like a very smooth paced fight for me. To be honest, he wasn't as crazy pace as was willing to go out, or I thought the fight was gonna go. To be honest,
Yeah.
so because I thought he was just gonna make it a dog fight. So, and I'm glad that it did not happen. So,
Nice. Well, the thing is too is you always are you're able to go at that pace because of the elevation training, right? So you're still doing that. We're still doing a lot of the same things in terms of your readiness and getting ready and the team that you're preparing with. You're still working with Mark and everybody at Factory X.
yeah, same thing, same thing. I've been
Cool.
obviously been training with a lot bigger guys as well. I feel like
Uh-huh.
this kid's a little bigger,
Yeah.
so I've been training with a lot of bigger guys. But like you said, the altitude is always an advantage in this for us. And you know me, I got that little Pikachu energy, so I feel like I would never. I'll go into fights and I'll be ready for 3 rounds. So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, I don't know, and I know I say this every time I talk to you, but for people who don't know the backstory, we met you on Fight Island, and I remember like sitting in the fighter meeting, and you were talking about your heart rate, and you were like, "Yeah, my resting heart rate's like 150 or something insane," and we were all like, "What?" And you actually had a heart rate monitor on, and we're literally in the meeting, and we're like, "Holy crap!" Like you are not even kidding.
Yeah, it
Um,
was. I think it was. Where I was talking to you guys, just got all excited, and I was like, I think I was at like 120, literally
yeah.
120, just sitting there. So I was like, wow, this is crazy.
It's insane. It's insane, but it's been a heck of a ride for you, right? So we talked after you came back and had that win with Billy Q, but for people who don't remember, like you came on the scene right away, won three in a row, then three didn't go your way, then you had a draw, then you're out of the UFC, then you win three in a row. Like it's a whirlwind and it's a hell of a career. And I know last time we talked, you said patience was something you were going to think about. Patience was something you were going to sort of involve in your game more, just in every kind of way. So is still what you're focusing on?
Yeah, 100%. I'm
Yeah.
definitely focused on being patient. I feel like,
Yeah.
especially, yeah, I feel like I'm still a little young. 27 years
Mm-hmm.
old, about to be 28. So it's like you get into that real adulthood. But for me, it was like, I was like kind of like really impatient. I was like, oh, take
Yeah.
this fight, do this, do that, do this, do that. And it's nonstop, especially with my energy. I feel like my energy is always like that guy, just like, oh, go,
Yeah.
go, 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 go. So it's kind of for me to really slow things down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, this year is more about being precise, and like our head coach Mark Montoya always makes us pick a word for the year, and mine was
Mm-hmm.
precision. So I feel like everything that I wanted to do is precise. Like there's a reason in why I'm doing this. There's a reason why I'm doing. I think is. and that's like what I really focused on and really wanted to do. So, but patience is definitely the hardest thing for me, to be honest, to learn, and I feel like I'm doing a lot better at, and I'm doing a lot greater job at. So
Yeah.
I can't. I'm doing good on that. So and you'll find out on the Saturday too. I feel like sometimes those styles will get me out of my patience a little bit, but
Yeah.
I'll stay composed and patient.
So I will, and I applaud your efforts because honestly, patience is like I don't have it, and I've been forced to learn it.
Yeah.
I fight against it. It's I want what I want. I want it when I want, and it's but it's not that I'm not really ready or willing to do the work, which obviously you're ready and willing to do as well. But it is like you said, like hey, they offer you a short notice fight, and we've heard so many times like that's how you get in good graces, or that's how you can go on a run, and and all this stuff, and so you might have taken these things thinking, yeah, I'm gonna get I'm gonna be that champ in a year and a half, and then in hindsight, now you're like, shoot, maybe should have waited.
Well, to be honest, like I'm in the end of the day, it's like it's an experience, which is I'm
Yeah.
grateful for. But the other thing is, I'm grateful, like you said, it's like it made me who I am. If
Yes.
I didn't go through what I did go through throughout the UFC, outside of the UFC, and all that stuff, I don't think I would have performed the same way I did with Billy, and I won't be
Yeah.
performing the same way I will do against this kid. So it's kind of like a blessing and a curse at the same time. But it's that's what life is. You grow up and learn about it, and sometimes it's the hard way, sometimes it's the good way. So I'm just happy about it.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that, and you hear it in from other fighters, and I want to get your take on it, and you kind of alluded to it there a little bit, but for people who return to the UFC, right? People on their second run, their third run, or whatever, there is a different perspective, and you think of things differently, you approach things differently. So yeah, what have been the major, or maybe even minor shifts that have you've noticed, maybe in yourself, like, hey, now that I'm here for the second time, I'm going to do this thing this way instead of that.
The biggest thing for me, it's how you perform in this
Yeah.
sport. You can be the worst fighter in the world, but you go perform one fight, and then you like got all the eyes again on you and stuff like that. So it always based on the performance and in your last fight. So for me, it was like that's my biggest thing. It was like, hey, I have to go perform. I cannot just obviously the win is very important, but I can't just be like, oh yeah, you just won, whatever, But it's like, no, I want to be the guy that like, okay, like, wow, like we got to keep an eye on this kid, and that's like the
Yeah.
difference between me and before. Before I would put pressure on me because I was like, well, I got to win. I can't embarrass anybody. I can't embarrass my team. I can't embarrass my country. I can't do this and that. And then you can tell the performances of you just trying to be there not to lose. You're just not trying to get knocked out. You're not trying to do this. You're not trying to do that. Now the difference I feel like and the maturity on that side is more of, well, hey, this is the job I picked, and this is the job I know. I know what the consequences are. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna get hurt. You name it. And my mom doesn't even watch me fight, so that's the consequences of this fighting. So,
Yeah.
but I know if I go out there and perform, and it's gonna challenge me to even perform in the camp, which is very important. Sometimes I feel like we go in a plateau mode. Sometimes you're like, it's another camp. Oh, it's another
Yeah.
camp. No, it's like there's purpose behind it. There's more precision behind it. So it's like, okay, well, if you want to make a bonus, you really have to go perform. If you really want to make the next contract, you really have to go perform. So that's like kind of my motivation and kind of my take on like my second phase of the UFC.
Nice. Well, right out the gate, you established yourself as a one to watch anyway. So I it's unfortunate that you had to go through some of the growing pains, in front of us and go through that. But yeah, you obviously have a great perspective on it now, and I just think you're just gonna just keep win or lose now. Moving forward, though, you just have more perspective on it, and you know how to roll with it more.
We're gonna
And
win. We're gonna win, girl.
I know, I know.
Come
I don't
on
even want to
now.
say the word.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
so
I got you. It's all right.
I know. So, okay, so 2 seconds ago, you even said fighting for your country. So, was it yesterday or whatever? Morocco beat United States in soccer. Oh, that's bad.
Oh, so apparently I got tagged, by the way. I got tagged. Billy was saying something about Morocco or something. And
Uh oh.
then somebody tagged him back of the 4-0 score and then him
Yeah.
getting choked out by me. So I was like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's wild.
That's tough. Sorry about that one, Billy. But yeah, I saw that this morning right on time because I literally was in my head. I was like, oh, I gotta ask him like how he feels about the Olympics or whatever. And then literally right then they were like, and Morocco eliminates the men's soccer. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, they doing good. They doing good.
Yeah. In general, are you a guy like I'm the type that has the Olympics on like basically the whole time. Like I enjoy it. You know what I mean? Even if it's not a sport I love, I'll watch it. I just think it's cool. But are you the type like do you get into it? Are you all in on Morocco? Do you watch every single thing that they do?
Usually Morocco, yeah. Like I'm
Yeah.
not very big on like the Olympics. You know, it depends. Like sometimes, like you said, like we're going to friends' houses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They have the Olympics on. You go to restaurants, they have the Olympics on and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So that's kind of like you're not gonna get away from it. You're gonna like obviously watch it. So and then you kind of
Right.
get see it. But I watch like some boxing as well. Like I love boxing on that part. But
Yes.
yeah, it's kind of like on and off to be honest.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, in general though, I feel like you do have that whole support of that country and that's got to feel so good for you.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't like obviously I represent my country and all that
Mhm.
stuff, but obviously I haven't like really like be there for my country like in MMA wise. Like I feel like now they MMA is very big in Morocco now. They have a UFC gym in Morocco. They have
Nice.
I know Badr Hari opened up like 4 gyms, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. So it's kind of like for me, I want to go back and really give back more to the community
Mhm.
in that part, and like obviously teach and like kind of just be there for the people and really show them like the high level part of it. And I feel like, especially now, I feel like in the UFC, you never obviously heard of anybody high level Moroccan fighter in the rankings at all. So
Right.
that's my first goal, to be in that rankings and really represent my country and obviously represent myself. That's the most important. I know if I represent myself, I can represent my culture and my country.
Nice. Well, before I let you go, it is the summertime and I feel like you're always in
Oh my
shape anyway,
god.
but I feel on the one hand, it could kind of be a drag having a fight at this time of year because you can't be outside enjoying the summer. You're inside grinding. But at the same time, it's like you're yoked and shredded. Like you look perfect for the summertime,
Ah,
But
stop making up. Ah.
but what are you going to do after the fight? It's on August 10th. So then how are you going to just enjoy yourself after? Like, what are you going to do to reward yourself for all the hard work that you put in?
First I'm gonna go ham on some food.
Yeah.
That's just me. That's what I like to do. But
Yeah.
no, I just spend time with the family. I'm thinking about going to
Yeah.
Morocco and really spend some time in the beach and stuff like that down in Morocco. So
Nice.
I know I missed that, but that's about it. I like outdoors when I have
Yeah.
like good people around me. I'm not like if it was just me, I really don't. I can just be inside. Doesn't matter. But
Oh, okay.
the heat is ridiculous, though. Oh my god, the Colorado right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah, I don't know. Vegas is worse. Vegas, like I was in the National Fight Week, and it was like I think it was like 100 something degrees at night. I was driving at night, and I was like, "Oh my god! Like, let me just get my ass back into the hotel where the AC is at." That was my whole thought about it. But
Yeah.
like you said, we it's a blessing and a curse, and you get to be the most shredded you ever been, and then you get to go in. You're like, yeah. You don't want to spend too much time outside, but yeah,
Right.
that's the bad to it. But after though, you get to have some fun though.
Yeah, well, and for sure. And the funny thing is, it was like, dude, you come from like an equatorial country. You should not be complaining about it being hot, bro. Like, sorry, it's Morocco. Like,
Hey, that's what I still keep telling people. They're like, oh. I was like, bro, I came from Africa, bro. I don't deal with this snow, man. I was like, Colorado. They're like, man, get my African ass back inside, bro. I
that's
don't
what
want to
I'm
know no
saying.
cold, bro.
It was hot though when we were there just a couple weeks ago for Rose and Tracy. Yeah, that it was hot. It was definitely hot. It was definitely
Well,
hot.
apparently Colorado's closer to the sun and all this stuff, so it's kind
Yes,
of like, yeah. I was like, yeah, that helps a lot, But they're like,
right.
bro, shut up. You're from Africa, and I was like, that doesn't help, bro. At least Morocco has a little humidity, but
Totally.
not here. Here is dry.
That's right. That's right. And so, last thing I will ask you though, you mentioned the food because I love Moroccan food too. Do you cook in the tagine and everything? Like, do you know how to cook it all?
Yeah. So I grew up really watching my mom and like
Mm-hmm.
I love to watch things and like kind of learn from them and like really take from them. That's how
Yeah.
like I've been in fighting and everything. So, but I just loved like cooking. Like I got into cooking. I feel like it just like
Nice.
one teaches you patience as well, and then two, it's
Mm-hmm.
like we really get to see like wow, all this work for delicious food and stuff like
Yes.
that. But yeah, I love to cook like tagines and
Yeah.
I make homemade bread. And you gotta try my homemade pizza, and
Yes.
it's it's a 2 day. It takes a 2 day process for the dough. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
yeah, your boy can get down in the kitchen. You know. Oh, by the way,
Oh,
you're gonna love
sounds.
this. I cooked some oxtail not too
Oh,
long ago. Yeah, girl.
nice.
I got down. Oh my God. Oof. I might be
Nice.
half Jamaican already.
There you go. There you go. Well, it's yeah, that food. I mean, now you're making me hungry. It sounds amazing. And I told you I
Me
went to
too. Actually,
Morocco
I'm
years and
starving
years
too.
ago, and I gotta go back. Like I loved it. I have to go back. And I hope, fingers crossed, hopefully one day we get a a UFC Africa. Like I don't know where on the continent it would be, but man, oh man, I hope that happens.
Morocco, let's go.
Let's go. Let's
Morocco, let's
go.
go.
All right. Well, until then, folks can see you in action on August 10th against Jarno Errens, rather. And so that is on August 10th at the Apex. Looking forward to seeing you back in action, coming off that rear naked choke win. So just really great kicking back with you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you back in action. You're always a good time.
Thank you. Always great time. Come on now.
All right. Well, we'll see you soon. And good luck to Morocco and the rest of the Olympics.
Let's go.